Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery is a 2022 American black comedy murder mystery film written and directed by Rian Johnson, who co-produces it with Ram Bergman. A standalone sequel to Knives Out, Daniel Craig reprises his role as Benoit Blanc, a master detective taking on a new case. The film also stars a new ensemble cast consisting of Edward Norton, Janelle Monáe, Kathryn Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Jessica Henwick, Madeline Klein, Kate Hudson, and Dave Bautista. While promoting Knives Out in 2019, Johnson hinted at the possibility of a sequel. In 2020, it was confirmed he was working on a story with Craig set to reprise his role. In March 2021, Netflix bought the rights to 2 sequels to Knives Out for $469 million. Filming took place on the island of Spitzes, Greece between June and July 2021, and continued outside of Greece until September. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery had its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 10, 2022, and is scheduled to have a 1-week limited theatrical release on November 23, 2022, before its streaming release on December 23, by Netflix. Premise: tech billionaire Miles Braun invites his friends for a getaway on his private Greek island. When someone turns up dead, Detective Benoit Blanc is put on the case. Cast: Daniel Craig as Detective Benoit Blanc, Edward Norton as Miles Braun, a tech billionaire, Janelle Monáe as Cassandra Andy Brand, a tech entrepreneur and Miles's ex-business partner, Kathryn Hahn as Claire DeBella, the governor of Connecticut now running for the Senate, Leslie Odom Jr. as Lionel Toussaint, a scientist who works for Miles, Jessica Henwick as Peg, Bertie's assistant, Madeline Klein as Whiskey, Duke's girlfriend and YouTube channel assistant, Kate Hudson as Bertie J., a former supermodel turned fashion designer, Dave Bautista as Duke Cody, a YouTube star and men's rights activist, Ethan Hawke as Miles's assistant, Dallas Roberts as Claire's husband, Jackie Hoffman as Duke's mother. Additionally, Joseph Gordon-Levitt makes a cameo appearance as the voice of Miles's clock. Natasha Lyonne, Hugh Grant, and Yo-Yo Ma make appearances. In their final film appearances, Stephen Sondheim and Angela Lansbury portray themselves in a video chat. Production. Development. The 2019 film Knives Out was a commercially successful production from MRC and Lionsgate Films. It grossed over $311 million on a budget of $40 million, making it the second highest grossing original movie of the year that was not based on existing intellectual property. Before its release, writer and director Rian Johnson had teased the possibility of a sequel revolving around the lead character, Detective Benoit Blanc. The sequel was officially greenlit by Lionsgate in early 2020. In March 2021, Netflix outbid Amazon and Apple at an auction to acquire the rights to the film and another sequel to Knives Out for $469 million, with Johnson returning as director, Daniel Craig set to reprise his role as Blanc, and a budget of at least $40 million for the first installment. Johnson, Craig, and producer Ram Bergman are reportedly being paid more than $100 million for their roles in both productions. A losing bidder called it an inexplicable and mind-boggling deal. Craig worked with a dialect coach to regain familiarity with Blanc's southern accent. Johnson previously considered having Blanc speak with an inexplicably different accent in each film. Writing. Johnson made it clear that Glass Onion was not a continuation of its predecessor but a standalone film featuring a new story and cast, similar to the Hercule Poirot novel series by Agatha Christie. In addition to Christie novels, he took inspiration from tropical getaway murder mysteries like Evil Under the Sun and especially The Last of Sheila, saying, "It's structured around a group of friends, or frenemies, who all have a power dynamic with one of their successful friends." It begins with him sending an invitation for them to come and play this murder mystery game at this exotic locale. In The Last of Sheila, it's on his yacht, and everything ends up going horribly wrong. That is essentially how Glass Onion begins. Johnson wanted the film's title to refer to something hidden in plain sight. He chose glass because it is clear, and searched his phone for songs with the word. He landed on Glass Onion by the Beatles and, as a fan of the band, picked it as the title. The song is featured in the end credits of the film. Casting. Johnson described casting the film as throwing a dinner party. Dave Bautista said Johnson encouraged him to audition during an unprompted call, and Kathryn Hahn secured her role over several Zoom calls with Johnson. Filming. Returning Knives Out crew members included cinematographer Steve Yedlin, editor Bob Duxay, and composer Nathan Johnson. Filming began in Spetses, an island in Greece, on June 28, 2021. Johnson discovered the Aman Resort's Villa 20 in Porto Heli and decided to use it as a major filming location. It also housed the cast and their families for the majority of the shoot, which Johnson described as a summer vacation where we also made a movie. The shoot moved out of Greece on July 30, and wrapped officially on September 13, 2021. Release. The film premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 10, 2022. It also screened at the Philadelphia Film Festival in October 2022, closed both the BFI London Film Festival on October 16, 2022 and Film Fest 919 on October 30, 2022 and will screen the Miami International Film Festival as its opening night film on November 3, 2022. It will be released on Netflix on December 23, 2022. Netflix was reportedly considering a new release model for films like Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which would give the film a 45-day window in theaters before being released on the streaming service. On October 6, 2022, Netflix announced that after signing deals with the three largest theater chains in the United States, the film would see a limited one-week theatrical release from November 23 to 29, 2022, in about 600 theaters across the United States as well in other international markets, marking the first time a Netflix-distributed film would be shown in all three major theater chains in the United States. Reception. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 91% of 75 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 8.3/10. The website's consensus reads, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery brings back Benoit Blanc for another wildly entertaining mystery rounded out by an outstanding ensemble cast. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 81 out of 100, based on 20 critics, indicating universal acclaim. Variety's Owen Gleiberman praised the film as a bigger, showier, even more elaborately multifaceted shell game mystery than the first film.